Have you ever wanted to partner with Navigator 9 Podcast and feature your brand on our episode? Make sure to send us an email at navigator9podcast@gmail.com and let's partner together. We have different tiers that can help you become successful. Make sure to hit us up and we'll catch you in the email. On to the episode. Hello, everybody. It's Anna Colloquet here, the host and creator of Navigator 9 Podcast. And if you are new here, make sure to hit the subscribe button and click on the notification bell so that you will not miss any of our episodes. We post on Mondays at 7 o'clock AM Eastern Standard Time and Wednesdays at 7 o'clock PM Eastern Standard Time. And if you are a returning subscriber, hey, undeniable. So y'all, I'm so excited to have someone on with me today. I have Sean the Prince. Hey, Sean.
What up?
Nothing, chilling. What's up with you?
Oh man, just out working, man. Working, getting things put in order. That's it.
Oh yeah, you're a busy man. I see that. Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
All right, man. For the ones who don't know me, like she said, yes, I am Sean the Prince. Born and raised in Hartsville, South Carolina. Do have a connection to South Queens, New York. Man, now I've been in this business now for about 8 years, going on 9. Yes, I am a published author, clothing line owner, on my own record label. Yeah, we got a whole lot of going on over here.
Yeah, I see that. That's good though. It's good to be busy. Okay, you sound just like me. So, you did say that you have a record company. So, what do you look for in an artist before deciding to invest in them?
Oh no, what I look for in an artist is basically their work ethic. What is your work ethic? What is your work ethic? Are you ready to work? And are you ready to take that risk? Because a lot of people, they'll say they're ready to work, they want to take the risk, but when it comes time, they don't want to do it.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want to do it. Like I remember, like 2 years ago, I had a female artist. She's in Baltimore. And if you really know music, there's only been ever one female rapper to come out of Baltimore and make it to the mainstream.
Mm-hmm.
That was in the early 2000s. There haven't been one since. Right. So, and like I try to explain to her, hey, this is your chance. This is your chance. But, she had other things on her mind. So, executive decision, me and my team had to let her go.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Yeah, I understand exactly where you're coming from. And especially dealing with music and also artists, that's kind of hard, you know, because you want them to succeed and it's a lot they got going on and they have to learn how to balance. So I get it.
Like, don't get me wrong, I'm an artist myself, but the only reason why I had to become the artist instead of just staying in the CEO lane, which was because when I originally started the record label, I had artists, but some got in trouble and some other things occurred. So my partner, he was like, "Well, hey, why don't you do it? You got a story just as well as them." Like, bro, I'm not a rapper, bro. Like that's not what I do. But successfully 8 years later, here we are, and I got three projects out. I have been signed twice.
That's good.
Yeah, so here we are, 8 years later.
Okay, come on now, I like that. So, how does your experience as a songwriter influence the way you run your label?
Well, of course, I grew up, born in the late 90s, grew up in the early 2000s. So, of course, I seen these record labels get, created from the Grand Hustle and T.I. and, from the going back to the late 90s and going back to Master P and No Limit. Like, I really, studied these guys and tried to model my label elite. Not exactly like them, but take a piece from what they did and try to incorporate it into my brand and my company and how I prefer to run my label, what type of artist I'm looking for, and how I want to move as not just an artist, but as a record label owner.
Yeah, agreed. And I love T.I. Okay. Yes, that's my dude. I love him. So yes, and when he came out with that record label, that was a really cool thing, and he signed a few artists on there as well. So that's good. I like that you said T.I. and then you said No Limit. So yeah, and I like how both of them kind of found their own lane after rapping. Because I mean, of course, they still rap and stuff, but Master P not so much. He's more so an investor. So are you like thinking about that kind of investing too?
More so, so what I do now, like I said, I do so much stuff outside of music
Mm-hmm.
that I've been in it now for 8 years, which will this year here, March 16th, will make 9 years, will make the
Okay.
9th year anniversary of my record label. But I do so much stuff outside of it because, like I said, I am a published author. I
Mm-hmm.
do have my own clothing line. I'm in the process of creating my own liquor,
Okay.
and then later on this year, me and some of my business partners, we are launching the film and production company.
All
Um,
right.
this year here in South Carolina, so
Okay.
we're launching that later on this year. And then of course, just to speak on the clothing line, this year, and I'm gonna make the announcement later when that date is. But this year we're doing a fashion show here in Carolinas. So it's just it was so like I said, I do so much stuff outside of music. And a lot
Mm-hmm.
of people ask me, like my wife, she asked me, she's like, "Why don't you just slow down and just focus on one thing?" And I would tell her, I was like,
Mm-mm.
"Yeah, it's easy for you to say that.
Mm-hmm.
I know the business I'm in, you could be here one day and you could be gone
That's
tomorrow."
right.
You know,
Okay.
it's easy for her to say that because she's not in this business. Me, I could do something great. I could be great for 1 week, and then the next week they don't even remember your damn name. So,
New.
you know, it's yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I
but
agree.
nah, I mean, don't get me wrong. Has it been difficult at times? Yes, it gets difficult. It gets frustrating because you would put your work into something and to see it get little results or no results, if any. Yes, it can be frustrating, but I believe with the work I'm putting in 2026 and beyond, yeah, everything that I have been working on the last past 8 to 9 years will come to fruition, and you will see it with your own eyes.
Yes, I like how you said that because yeah, having a business and also doing multiple things, I was told that too, like focus on one thing at a time. Baby, we can't do that.
No,
No,
no.
because me and my mom had a conversation like a few days ago
Mhm.
where we was talking about I'm always like she understood my mind at that point where I'm
Yeah,
always constantly thinking,
yeah,
always
of
like, okay,
course.
what's the next thing to do? Yes.
You have
And
to,
you just said that. And I'm like,
yeah,
it makes so much sense.
yeah,
So
you have to be because, like, even when you try to go to sleep, like, you're like, okay, hold on now.
uh-huh.
And then you wake right back up, and now you trying to go right to the next thing. So it's
Yes.
like, even with me, like I told people in the beginning, I never jumped into music to be the rapper. That's not
Hmm.
what I wanted to be. But
Right.
the situation that had occurred, I had to say, okay, I had to put on both hats.
Hmm.
So once I got to a point where I could just focus on one thing, where I could just focus on running a label, being a CEO, then that's the point I'm at now. So yes, if I was to sign an artist this year, if I was to not even sign, just have them on the management, just do management or whatever promotions. Like I tell them, your work ethic is what gonna determine how far we go.
Right.
Your work ethic is what going to determine how far we go. Because I tell artists, I run my label, and speaking of Master P, I heard him say this. He runs his label like a university, so I run
Hmm.
my label like a university. I don't want you to stay here forever. You
Yep. I heard
come,
that.
you gonna come, you get signed, whatever knowledge you need to get, whether you get it in 6 months or you get it in 3 years or however you get it. Once it's time for you to go, it's time for you to go. And that's like I pride myself on never being that type of CEO. Like I don't want to hold no artist back. I don't want to hold your contract. If I sign you, you come to me.
Hmm.
It's been 8 9 months and we just did all we can do, and you say you ready to go. Cool,
Hmm.
go. But I'm gonna let you know, you always gonna be family. You
Yep.
always gonna be a part of whatever took place here. So whatever took place, you always gonna be family. It ain't no ill will towards you or nothing. Because I I just believe if you done all you can do for an artist, all right, cool. Let the artist go.
Right. Hmm. I agree. I like that. Yeah, you don't hold anybody's like contract
No,
against them.
no, no,
And a lot of people do
no, no.
that. Yeah.
I just never believed in that because I know I'm not talking about everybody, but I have ran against great artists and they have told me some things, and some things I would just never speak of. But
Yeah.
they stuck in contracts. They stuck
Mm-hmm.
in contracts, and they can't get out.
No.
They can't get out. And even when they try to get out, they get put back in the hole for some more money. So I understand where they're coming from, and that's why I told my staff, like, whatever artist we sign, if we deal with that artist for 6 months to a year, 2 years, 3 years, whatever. If that artist come to us and they say, "Hey, we done did all what we can do, and we have both exhausted our like whatever we can get out of this situation,"
Mm-hmm.
then all right, cool, let's go. We can end it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like that. So speaking of, because you say you don't really do a lot of music, but I did see one of your songs, excuse me,
Mm-hmm.
and I love the song. Okay, so I said, let me ask him about this. So,
Okay.
in your song "Dreaming," it says, "Mama told me, dream, son, and I dream bigger. Before I
Yeah.
had a dream, I had a vision." What advice would you give the younger generation about achieving their dreams, no matter the circumstances?
What advice would I give them? Man, look, best thing I can tell you is keep going.
Hmm.
Keep going. Because a lot of people, and I see this, and I'm glad you asked me that question. So you, all right, cool. All right, I see
Uh
where
huh.
you're going.
I do
Okay.
some digging.
So with that song, that and this is with all my songs. That song came from a conversation me and my mama had when I was like 8 or 9 years old.
Okay.
And basically what she was saying, what I said in the song, like she was just saying, like, keep going, like keep striving for what you want. Like it's gonna get
Hmm.
hard. It's gonna get difficult. You gonna run into people who try to knock you off your path, who's trying to get where you're at. But just keep going. Keep going
Hmm.
and always keep dreaming. Don't ever give up on your dream, because the day you give up on your dream, the day somebody else might accomplish your dream.
Okay. I said the
So
same thing.
so the and so when you ask me the advice I would give somebody that's younger than me that's jumping into this business, the day you give up on your dream is the day somebody else might accomplish that same dream.
Hmm. I agree. And you know what? That's crazy. Because you know what? Something this, my spirit has told me to ask you this. Instead of like, what advice would you give kids? Because of course they're gonna keep dreaming. What advice would you give the parents? Because there's some parents who don't believe in kids should be rapping, kids should be singing, stuff like that. It might not make them money. What advice would you give them?
The advice I would give a parent, and I understand because, and I understand where certain parents are coming from. Like, and
Mhm.
I'm just using this as an example. I'm not speaking on nobody. If you live in a gated community, why is you rapping about guns?
We could talk about this all day.
Why is you rapping? Why are you rapping about selling
Ooh.
dope? And you ain't never did none of those things. So I get from that aspect of what a parent is feeling.
Mhm.
But if your son is taking on what artist could I say? If your son is taking on a J. Cole route approach to
Okay.
rap, or a Kendrick Lamar approach to rap, then yeah, try to, and I'm not just talking about rap, I'm just talking about any dream. Just any
Right.
dream, whatever dream they may have. Push your kid. Push your kid. Because
Hmm.
that kid is always going to remember my mama or my dad pushed me even the days when I didn't feel like doing
Hmm.
it. And now here we are 10 years later. That kid that parent pushed, now that kid is winning an Oscar. Now he
Right.
got a Grammy nomination. Now he's winning an Academy Award. He's winning a
Hmm.
BT Award, or he's a MVP or whatever sport he's in, or whatever sport she's in. So all just I know sometimes just rap can be different. Like I said, if you grew up in a gay community, it's just certain things you shouldn't just be talking about. But
Right.
but if your kid do got a dream, they're seriously passionate about their dream. Yeah, as a parent, then yeah, help your kid realize their dream.
Hmm.
And you
I
never know
agree.
what happens from it. You never know what happens from
No. Hmm. I agree with that. I do, and especially about the gated community part. And I think me and you know exactly who we talking about.
Yeah,
Because you know exactly what I'm talking about.
yeah,
We
because
ain't even gotta say it.
I
Cause I'm
didn't.
like,
I just never understood that. Like, hold up, man. You grew up in the gated community, man. Your mama is a nurse. Your daddy, he on his own business. Like, why is you working my
what?
gun, man? The closest thing you probably see to a gun is playing Grand Theft Auto, man. Let's
Right.
be real.
I can't. I cannot. I don't. I will never understand how rich kids want to live that thug life, and
Yes,
it's not.
I never understood that. And then when you get in trouble, then you want to run to your parents.
Can you bail me out?
No,
No,
you
that's
wanted to
enough for
be
me.
in the streets. You wanted to be in the streets, man. So yeah, but nah, just like that's just my advice I would give to a parent. Like if your child is passionate about that dream, whatever it may be, then as a parent, yeah, help your kid realize that dream. However it may turn out, because
Okay.
as a parent, you don't know.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know. Your child can have that vision, and he could see. Because a lot of times, like I'm gonna be honest with you, my mama, she couldn't see what I was seeing.
Mm-hmm.
She couldn't see what I was seeing. My mama didn't go to college. My
Mm-hmm.
grandma didn't go to college. My dad didn't go to college. I went to college.
You're right.
So, shout out to Delmar Tech Panthers. And
Hey.
we just had our homecoming this last past month. But
Okay.
she couldn't see what I was seeing. And
Mm-hmm.
I know why, because of what, my mom was born in the late 70s, grew up in the 80s. So I understand what she was saying. But,
Mm-hmm.
it's just sometimes you got to show your parents that, hey, I can do this.
Right. I agree. Yep. I understand what you saying about that, about parents, yes. So you briefly like talked about your clothing line, so we're gonna get a little bit more into that.
Yeah,
So your clothing line adds fashion to your creative empire. So what
yeah.
message or lifestyle does your brand represent?
Um, so I have several different pieces. So cause it's called Infamous Hustle. That's the whole
Mm-hmm.
brand. The whole brand is called Infamous Hustle. Like we from top to bottom with the record label, it got something to do with Infamous Hustle. So my brand basically represents luxury, hustle, grind,
Mm-hmm.
determination, success. Like I tell people, like, my life goes exactly in this order. God, family, the hustle. That's exactly
Mm-hmm.
how my life goes, and that's exactly how I live my life. So when I did this fashion line, I wanted to, let people know, like, all right, this is how we're doing this. This is how we're going. So that's the
Okay.
route we took.
Yeah, I like that. And speaking of family, like how do you balance family and your brand and business and all of that?
It gets hard. It gets hard.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you that. It gets hard because, like, going back to it earlier, like, me and my wife, we had these conversations. And
Mm-hmm.
all the time, she's not going to understand why I got to go to Vegas or why I got to go to Texas or why I got to go this place to that place. She's not always going to understand that because, like I
Mm-hmm.
said, she's, you know, she knows certain aspects of the business because she does hair, but she does not know
Yeah.
everything. So a lot of times, you have to find that balance. You have
Mm-hmm.
to find that balance, and it's hard because a lot of times when you want to find a balance, your phone is ringing.
Okay.
Yeah, like, okay, you got to go do this interview, or you got to go do this
Mm-hmm.
show, or it's Fashion Week in Paris. So now you got to
Yep.
fly 18 hours across the water to go, to go do this, or you
Mm-hmm.
got to go film this movie, or whatever the case may be. And a lot of times your family's not going to understand that. They're just
No.
not. So as a man, as a woman in this business, and yes, it gets hard. You have to try your best to find a balance as much as you can. And I'm gonna be honest with you, you're not gonna make everybody happy. Don't try to.
Okay.
you'll be done kill yourself trying to make everybody happy.
Mm-hmm.
But you gotta understand, coming with this business, you gonna have to let go of something to get to where you're trying to get to. So you gonna miss birthdays. You gonna miss
Yeah.
family events. You gonna miss some of that stuff because of where you're trying to get to. You're trying to make
Right.
sure your kids or whatever your kids and eventually your grandkids don't ever feel nothing you ever felt in life.
Mm-hmm.
That's what
I
you're trying
agree.
to get. So you got to understand, you're gonna miss some things. You ain't gonna be there for everything. But the times that you are there, try your best to make it special. And just try
Mm-hmm.
to find a balance in some way, shape, form, or fashion. If that means you flying to Paris and you gotta take your family with you, sometimes that's what you just got
Yep.
to do to find that
Okay.
balance. But it is me and my wife. That's one thing I say, but because we both work alike, we do make time to try to find a balance, and not just for each other, but for our daughter. And now that we also welcoming another daughter into the world within the next few weeks, so yeah,
Oh my gosh.
yeah.
Congratulations. Yes.
Thank you, thank you,
You're
thank you.
welcome. I'll give you 5 seconds to send us an email saying that you want to be a partner with us. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1.
Thank
Yeah, Mrs. Charles is my girl, okay? We went to school together
you.
too. That's my girl, okay? So shout out to her, Mrs. Charles.
Yeah,
Yes.
yes, ma'am.
So that is so cool. I'm so happy for y'all.
Thank you.
So speak
Thank
yeah, so you said a little bit about like generational wealth. So what is your
you.
biggest lesson that you learned in ownership and also trying to create that generational wealth for you?
Biggest lesson I learned ownership is sometimes you got to develop patience because
Yes.
a lot of people, and they come from out these environments and they think, oh well, I'm just going to invest 1,200 and I'm gonna get back $1,000,000. It don't work like that.
Oh no, it don't.
Don't work
No.
like that. But no, man, basic thing I tell people is, you know, being in this being in this business, you got to have patience because everything is not gonna come right then and there. It's just not
Mhm.
gonna come right then and there. So the best thing you can do if you're investing into businesses and into different brands and different companies, um, and that's cool. It's all because everybody's always looking for investors, looking for sponsorships and all that.
Mhm.
You just gotta have some type of patience. But I feel the biggest thing is patience. Biggest thing is patience, and always putting God in anything you do.
Mhm.
Put
I
put God in
agree.
anything you do. Put the work in. Have some patience. You will see everything start to go. You will see everything start to
Definitely.
go. Everything you worked on, it just feel like it just coming in way too fast sometimes.
Yep.
But yeah, it like I tell people, this business is tough. It's not
Mhm.
it's not an easy business to be in. But if you can navigate it and keep your sanity, you'll be all right. You'll
That's
be all right.
good. Yeah, I like that. And you
Yeah.
briefly talked a little bit about the projects you're working on, but give us some release dates if you can. Tell us about a little bit of projects
All
you're
right.
working on.
So what's going on for the people who do know I'm a published author, and a lot of people have been
Mhm.
asking me when is part two coming. All right, so this is what's going on, y'all. So y'all, for the fans who's out there who has read part one came out roughly 8 years ago.
Okay.
So we're getting ready to release part two, but here's what we're doing, and we're doing this for the fans. I'm making this an exclusive. We're doing this for the fans. So for the fans that of Trouble or Success and can't wait to read part two and three, here's what I'm gonna do. We're gonna re-release part one, but we
Okay.
went back, we added more characters, we added more depth to the storyline, we added a little bit more information. So we're gonna re-release part one this year, probably
Okay.
within in the next couple of weeks or so. here's what we're also gonna do. We're gonna release part 2 right after that. So only reason why is because you're gonna see how the storylines interlink with each other, how they mix with each other, how are they still connected even though the age line has of course jumped. Because for the fans who's read part 1, y'all know how part 1 ended. Y'all know how part 1 ended. So now we're years down the line now. Years down the line, we're into part 2. Everybody's fully grown now, grown with their own kids. So you're going to see how this, how this comes back into it. And also, I'm going to make this announcement up here as well. Now, y'all remember earlier I said I'm doing the production company and everything. Here's what else I'm doing. So once all 3 books is out, that's Trouble of Success, which is currently out right now, and like I said, we're gonna re-release part 1. We're gonna re-release part 1. Now, what we're also gonna do is, once all 3 books is out, we're gonna take all 3 books. We're gonna turn them into a television show.
Come on now.
We're gonna turn them into a television show, and and all these television shows is going to be based off all 3 of these books. So whatever you see in the books is going to be incorporated into the show. So yeah, we got that coming. Now as far as the fashion show, because people they've been working with my fashion for a long time.
Yeah.
I'm also gonna make an announcement about that while I'm up here as well. October 3rd. This is a PSA, public service announcement.
Come on, public service announcement.
All right, here we go. October 3rd of this year. That's the first Saturday in October.
Yep.
Right here in the Carolinas. We're going to do a fashion show. But it's not only going to be my fashion. It's not only going to be my fashion line that's incorporated into this fashion show. I'm also bringing along 3 others. Now, whoever that 3 others may be, that's up to y'all. Now, how we're going to do is, I'm going to, of course, I want to give you my information where you can send your information to. And you can send it directly to my email, to my business email, and my partner, they'll get back with you. But we're going to incorporate 3 other fashion lines into the show. So it's going to be mine and 3 others. And one of them I can announce who's already confirmed, and he's on TikTok. If you have not followed him yet, we've been talking now for some months. Is $1 Million Mindset. On TikTok. If you have not followed him, please go follow the young brother. Like, he's very dope about what he's pushing, what he's doing with his fashion line. And he will be at the fashion show in October as well. Now, of course, we're going to incorporate 2 others. And whoever those 2 may be, that'll be who's all in the fashion show come October 3rd. And once again, which is the first Saturday in October of this year. So, that's what we'll be doing with that. Now, of course, and I got some other announcements to come, but they'll come at a later date. Just watch my Instagram or my Facebook or whatever the case may be. Now, ma'am, since you up here and we up here and we talking,
yeah,
I do have a question for you.
Okay, come on now.
Since you have experience in in doing what you do, I'm thinking we can incorporate you in this fashion show as well. As a host of some sorts. And if you want to, it's up to you. We can do a live podcast at the fashion show. We can do a live. We can do a live podcast at the fashion show. Have everything set up, and we can do a live podcast right there, and you can interview, all the other fashion lines as well, because they can. I try to help everybody as much as I can.
I would love that. Yes, we definitely have to talk after this.
Yeah,
so y'all, yes, come on now. He just asked me to be, the host. I like that. I love that.
But yeah, I mean, we got a bunch of stuff coming this year. Like as far as like from the fashion show and Of course, we got the new book coming out. Of course, the re-release of part 1. I do got some new music dropping this year, but it's really more so me as a writer. I'm not really as an artist because I'm trying to, at this point, really step out of the artist role. But, it's really so me as a writer. So I do have some new music dropping later on this year, too.
That's good. And lastly, give yourself a huge shout out. Tell everyone where they can follow you, get the book and all that.
Hey, so look, where y'all can follow me is at Sean Prince 15. That's on Instagram. You can follow me at The Prince on Facebook. And then if you go to my YouTube, it's the same thing. Sean Prince 15 as well. Of course, y'all can go get the book from iuniverse.com. And just type in iuniverse.com. Or if you have an iPhone and you have the iBooks app on your iPhone, you can buy the book directly from the iBooks app and it'll come directly to your phone.
Okay.
Yes, but once again, whoever wants to do business with me, you can contact me through Sean Prince 15. That's on my Instagram. And any business and any work we need to do, you can send it to my company's email, which is infamoushustle18@gmail.com. Once again, that's infamoushustle18@gmail.com.
Okay. That's good. And also give your book a shout out one more time. Tell us the title of the book so people can type that in.
The title of the book is Trouble or Success. Trouble or Success. And a lot of people ask me where that title comes from. Like Mary was talking earlier. If you grow up, some friends, they gonna go one way, you gonna go another way. So that's where that title basically comes from. Either you want trouble in your life or you want success in your life. So that's where the title comes from. But that title, once again, is titled Trouble or Success. And for the ones who don't know, part 2 title is titled Life is Not All What It Seems. Once again, that title for part 2 is titled Life is Not All What It Seems.
Okay. Yes. I want to thank you so much for coming on Navigating Our podcast today.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Anytime. But now that we don't put this out, we got to talk about it more as far as fashion show and how we going to set everything up.
Oh, yeah, we will talk after this. And remember, yes, life was delayed, but it never gave denied. I'm your host, Annika Laquette, and you just listened to Navigate Denied podcast with Shonda Prince.
All
Bye,
right.
y'all. I know you're not going to deny us a subscription. It's a whole new season, and you're still playing. Click here to subscribe and click here for more episodes because we want to see you and become undeniable with us. Period.